All right. So yeah, let's just begin the interview. Uh,
Okay,
s- so yeah, Jay, can you tell us your full name first?
I'm Harold J. Kunanan.
Oh, yes. And
Yeah.
then what are you studying in University of Indonesia?
Basically, I studied the fields of management science,
Management.
major in SDM, Sumber Daya Manusia.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Human resource development. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. FEB then.
Yes.
Yeah, I happen to be in economics field as well,
Oh,
but
really?
yeah,
Nice to meet you. Oh,
yeah, but in SKSG in Salemba, European
Salemba.
economics. Yeah.
Uh,
Uh, so yeah, let's just begin by asking, the demography of the participant, which is you.
mm.
So, Jay, what's your nationality?
I'm a Filipino. Came from the
Oh,
Philippines.
from Manila. No.
No, I came from a province called Nueva Ecija. Basically, it's 4 hours away if you use bus from Manila.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
4 hours. Okay.
Yeah, far away.
And then, how long have you been living in Indonesia, to be exact?
So to be exact, I've been living here for more than a year. 1 year and 2 months.
1 year and 2 months. That's yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, and then your current university is now Universitas Indonesia. Okay, but
yeah, that's right.
how long have you been studying in UI exactly?
I've been studying from UMI since I moved here 1 year and 2 months.
Ah, okay.
During my first year, I start my Bahasa Indonesia class first. So in order for me to learn your language first during the first year, and after that, I moved to masters, studying the masters. So this is my first semester on studying the masters.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. I see, I see, I
Yeah,
see. So you enrolled in 2019, I guess.
yeah, that's right.
Oh
That's
yes.
right.
Okay, okay. And it's my second semester anyway.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
semoga
yes.
sukses ya.
I mean. Thesis is quite
Mm.
hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Researcher, a job of a researcher is to have a, research is a rigorous process. You need to be patient, sabar.
Indeed, indeed. That's very
Yeah,
correct.
yeah,
And then about your major, you said you're in management science and human resource development. Why did you decide, to take that major to be exact? Uh,
my bachelor's degree, my S1,
mhm.
it is hotel and restaurant management. It deals with
Oh,
hotel industry. So I say to myself, it will be good to have a broader management background, so that I can apply it to hotel and restaurant management when I go back to the Philippines.
oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
it's better to have like hotel and restaurant management, and
Mm.
you go deeper into management because you want a managerial position, right? You don't want to be
Yes.
like an average employee.
Yeah, yes, yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the real reason you want to apply for higher position in in tourism. What is that sector?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Ah, I see, I see. That's
yeah.
realistic and very good, to be honest. And then,
Thank you.
okay. But why do you study? What? Why did you choose Indonesia? Not in your own country. For example, in Manila, in Philippines, I bet there are lots of good universities.
Yeah,
But
actually,
why?
it's
Yeah.
true. In the Philippines, there is a lot of good universities. For example, of good university is the University of the Philippines.
Mhm.
Uh, that's the best university in the Philippines, by the way. But
Mm.
I like to have a different path, to
Mm.
have a different path of life when it comes to my colleagues. Also, every Filipino citizen wants
Yes.
to study in University of the Philippines. University of the Philippines is like Universitas Indonesia of Indonesia, right? So
Yes. Yes.
for me, I want to have a different journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
to
get
search
it. I
for
get it.
adventure. to search for new cultures like your culture, Indonesia. Oh my God, I really like here, and I didn't regret it.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. I see, I see. And then, tourism is quite good here, especially in Bali. Maybe you can apply for managerial position in a hotel in
Oh,
Bali. It's
I
very good.
haven't thought of that actually. Yeah, I will consider it as an option
Yeah,
after I
it is
graduate.
good. Of course, of course. And then, according to your opinion, how is University Indonesia exactly different from those universities or good universities in Philippines? How are they different academically?
So University of Indonesia is very very unique because it's situated in Indonesia. It's different when it comes to culture.
Mm,
In Universitas Indonesia, I don't know. But I don't know if I'm quite right about this, but I think Universitas Indonesia is more relaxed. The atmosphere is more.
mm,
Uh, uh, what I mean is like the people are humble. The Indonesians are friendly.
yes, yes.
Also, the Filipinos are friendly. Our culture are much alike. But
Mm,
Universitas Indonesia is a lot of people also wants to study in Universitas Indonesia, especially
yes,
Indonesians.
yes.
The difference between the good universities and Universitas Indonesia, that the good universities in my country and Universitas Indonesia is that Universitas Indonesia is situated in Indonesia, while the good. So I think it's more about the culture thing.
Yes.
I prefer to search for new culture.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. So it's more cultural than academical. I see.
Yeah, it's true. It's more
Ah,
of
yes.
cultural.
Yes, and I see, compared to another Southeast Asian universities such as National University of Singapore, well, Philippines and Indonesia are
Oh
more
yeah,
relaxed. We're not
yeah,
as
it's true.
ambitious
I
as
want
them.
relax. Uh,
Yeah,
I want relaxed atmosphere, by the way. Yeah.
yeah, I get it, I get it. And then, and in your class, by the way, in management science, how many are there? International students? I mean,
Yeah.
are you the only international student?
Uh, I, yes, actually, I'm the only one that is from foreign nation that study manage. I'm not sure about the other majors actually,
Mm,
but in my class, the major SDM, Sumber Daya Manusia,
yeah.
I'm the only one that came from foreign nation. Yeah.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. And have you
Yeah.
found any foreign lecturers in management science in SDM to be?
Actually, no.
No.
All of them are Indonesians. So they speak in Indonesian, and I try my best to understand Indonesian language. So that's how I get by. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, do they, teach sometimes in English, or all of the materials are delivered in Bahasa Indonesia?
When it comes to the materials, most of it is in English. So I
Mm,
have no problems when reading the journal because the publication, international publication like
yes,
journals, articles, researchers, you have to write in English because
yes,
if you want to get a like master's degree, like you want to write something to have a Q1, you have to write in
yeah.
English. But when it
Scopus,
comes to some materials, for it to be more easy to be understood by my fellow colleagues. It is written in Bahasa Indonesia.
mm,
Uh, but overall the penjelasan, the explanation
yes.
is in Bahasa Indonesia, all of it. Yeah, it's
Oh, all
really
of it.
that the professor is speaking English.
Ah, okay, okay. But if you can choose, for example, do you want more classes to be taught in English, or are you fine with the lecturers using Bahasa Indonesia?
So to be honest, at first, of course, I want to study using English language because
Ah,
English
okay.
language is the international language. Uh, Everybody knows how to speak English.
Indeed.
Everybody knows how to communicate how to report in English. But in Bahasa Indonesia, not everybody can do it. It's like a national language for Indonesia. How about the other nations that came here, right?
Mm,
But after having friends with other people, my classmates, within this. I believe this is my fourth week of having my master's class.
Mm.
After having friends with them, I think I starting to like it, and I think I will gonna stick with it and to learn more about your language while learning about my study. So it's a new
Ah, okay.
experience for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. And then, you know, I believe just like Landry told me, he had this kind of problems when the lecturers use for informal language when delivering the
Yes.
materials in Bahasa Indonesia. I mean, do you find any difficulties learning that?
Uh, yeah. The thing is, like, of course, I have a difficulty when the teacher speaks. Not just informal. Actually, I also have some problems with formal languages. The formal
Mm,
use of Bahasa Indonesia, actually. But the
yes.
thing is, like, I take it as a challenge because
Mm,
we go here. We went here to bersaing.
yeah, to
Yeah,
compete.
like,
Yes.
to
Mhm.
compete. So we have to prove ourselves that we are capable of this.
Yes.
So every day, I when I took notes, I
Yes.
took um, there's a separate notebook for my lesson, and there's a separate book for Bahasa Indonesia. So the new
Mm,
vocabularies, kosakata baru,
yes.
ako tulis-tulis itu. Sid. Then
Ah,
after that, because I cannot ask, excuse me, what is the meaning of this? Apa artinya? We cannot do that. So I search it after the class and then understand it more further.
oh, okay, okay, okay. So, yeah, so that's how you overcome the language barrier.
Yeah, that's how I cope up. Not yet overcome, but that's
Oh,
how I cope up.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. And then, because I don't know if the question is still relevant because you said the lecturers use mostly Bahasa Indonesia, but
Yeah.
can you measure the proficiency of the lecturers, English proficiency of the lecturers when they read or when they explain? Can you
Oh my
you
god.
know or can you not? Yeah.
Okay, I will just be honest for the purpose of research. Okay.
Okay.
If I'm gonna rate them from 1 to 10,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say like 3.
Three. Okay. That's
Yeah.
yeah. It's okay. It's
So
okay.
okay. Because I understand that why they speak Bahasa Indonesia, but sometimes I ask questions and they answer to me in English, and
Mhm.
I think that they need to improve their English language, because even
Mm.
though they speak in English, I cannot still understand it mostly because of the accent thing.
Oh yes,
I don't
yes,
know how to explain, yeah, but because the accent is so strong, the Bahasa Indonesia accent is so strong that it
yes.
affects the English accent. You know
Oh
what I mean,
yes,
right?
yes, yes. I get
Yeah,
it. I get it. I get it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes maybe you heard mispronunciation and makes you. I don't get it. Stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
I
it's true,
see.
man.
I see. I see. I see.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
overall, do you think the international program in Universitas Indonesia is already successful, or does it need improvement or anything?
Okay, let's divide it into two aspects. I
That's
think when it comes to first, we study the language, right? The first 1 year of our life in Indonesia is dedicated to study Bahasa Indonesia, and it's for me, it's like it's perfect, it's smooth. You you have lots of program. I have a lots of program that I attended to learn Bahasa Indonesia, and I
mm,
really love it. If I'm gonna rate it from 1 to 10, I rate it like 9 out of 10, maybe
wow,
9.5, because
wow,
that's the best year. That's the best year of my life here in Indonesia, the first year. But
yeah,
going on to the second year, this is my second year here, right?
yes, yes,
Going When I started my masters, oh my god, man! I mean, like, there should be there should be an action, because
mm,
international students have a different struggles, different problems, and
yeah,
the most of it is in language, culture. For me, I love
mm,
the culture of Indonesia, but the problem is, like, the language, my advice is there should be a program, a separated program for international students that study in University of Indonesia, so that the medium of communication is always English. Yeah,
Okay, okay, okay. I see, I see. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So that's not the end of the. That's not really
Oh,
the
yeah,
end because
yeah,
there are
it's not
still
that.
questions. And
Yeah, okay.
then the question would be the next question. Do you have you heard of the theory, language theory called English medium instruction, or no? Or no idea?
Uh, can you explain it to me first?
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't yet
So,
heard it.
so I'm going to assume that you haven't heard the theory called English medium
English,
instruction.
English medium of instruction.
Yes. So
Oh
no,
yeah.
no idea.
Yeah, yeah, I have an idea, but from the word itself, English as a medium of instruction inside
Yeah.
the class.
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's not too far from that. Yeah.
Okay,
So so it's basically just the use of English as as a medium of delivering the materials without any focus on actually learning the language.
okay.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah. So just
Right.
simply the use of English in the class. That's it. No purpose of learning the English at the same time. Mm. Just,
Actually,
yeah, just like that.
yeah. What do I think about that? Is that the question?
Oh yes. Okay. You can. I'm sorry. That's my one of my friends. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and um, do you think that when Universitas Indonesia use that kind of theory in a class, use English in class environment? Do you think that kind of environment will improve your English, or will
okay,
it
okay.
really help
My
you? Will it really help?
Yeah, my answer is absolutely yes.
Absolutely, yes,
Absolutely
yes.
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You know why? In the Philippines, in my
Mm.
country,
Yeah.
we are already doing this. English as a medium of instruction, as a medium of communication inside the
Mm.
class,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
inside the when you go to a high school SMA,
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
Philippines, during the English class, nobody are allowed to speak Tagalog.
Mm.
Nobody are allowed to speak
Yeah, yeah.
Filipino. So that's as a result, after we graduate high school, we can already converse in the English language. We can talk to anyone that can speak English. Although we are not a perfect English speaker. Nobody is
Mm.
actually. Language is continually evolving. So that's
Yes.
why we need to study, right?
Yes.
So, but as a medium of communication, man, if if it's happening in Indonesia, oh my God, starting from high school up to college, everybody
Yes.
will be fluent in English.
Mm.
Everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my view.
Yes. Yeah, it's quite aligned with our purpose of researching. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
so interesting.
Yes. And then, so if you can choose again, for example, how many percent the classes should be taught in English and how many percent should be taught in Bahasa Indonesia? Because you said you love learning Bahasa Indonesia, but you said need classes to be taught
Oh
in
yeah,
English. Yes. Yeah. How many percent? 60% in
yeah.
English or like?
I'm talking in my personal perspective. Okay.
Okay.
Um, for me, I think learning Bahasa Indonesia is important if you live in Indonesia. Learning
Mm,
Tagalog is important if you live in Philippines. Learning language that is local to the country that you have been staying
yeah.
is always important.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Um, but I think it's like if University of Indonesia is willing to accept international students,
Mm,
if University of Indonesia wants to be more competitive against those other universities like
mm,
Like in China, it should be able to like every student should be able to understand English as a medium of
mm.
communication. You know,
I see.
imagine Singapore. The lecturers are in Singapore. They discuss.
Mm,
most of the time in English if you study masters, because
indeed.
there's a lot of S2 S3 that came
Yeah.
from another country, so
Yeah.
I think like maybe I don't want to give a percentage, because
Okay.
it entirely depends on the situation,
Mm,
some foreigners also is not fluent in English.
mm,
For example, like
right.
Malaysians, for example, some African nation that study French more than English, like
Mm.
my friend Landry.
Ah,
But
yeah, yes.
yeah, but we study English collaboratively. I think like maybe just uh, just have an international program for foreigners. That's it. Don't
Oh,
mix
okay.
foreigners with Indonesian. You know.
Okay, okay. Ah,
Yeah, yeah,
okay, okay, okay. So that okay, I get it. I get the
yeah, yeah,
answer. But
yeah.
for example, if University of Indonesia decides to, teach management science class, SDM class in English, do you think it will, motivate you to learn the subject more? And do you think you think I think I will, understand the lesson more, if it is
Uh, for
in
me,
academic? Yeah.
I think it's, I think it's, yeah, yeah. Honestly, yes,
Oh, I
but
see. Okay.
it doesn't have a significant impact actually,
Mm,
because one way or another, as a student, I will adjust. I will learn Bahasa Indonesia. This is my first year. I can speak Bahasa Indonesia. The
mm,
second year, I will be more fluent in Bahasa Indonesia. So
okay.
I think having an English, yes, it will help, but doesn't have a significant effect,
Oh, I
because
see.
one way or another, a student will learn, and a student will make way on how to learn more effectively,
Oh, yeah. Despite the language. Okay.
despite of
Okay.
the language, of course.
Ah, okay. Okay. I see. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the personal English skills. If you can rate yourself, what is your strongest English skills? Is it, listening, speaking, reading, or writing, perhaps?
I like speaking.
Speaking.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I like doing presentations in English actually. And
Mm,
when it comes to writing, I also love writing actually. I love writing.
mm, I see. I see.
When it comes to listening, I have no problem. But when it comes to reading, oh my God, man, I'm not the type of person that loves to read. I love to
Uh,
listen. Actually, I have many books, but I
mm,
didn't read it. I just
mm,
listen to it through there's a application now that you don't need to read everything. You just listen to
yeah.
it. That's
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
I learned. I don't like reading, but
Okay.
I think my reading comprehension is not bad, because yeah, I can
Mm.
understand most of it. All of
Yeah.
yeah, most of it.
Oh yeah, it's not bad, but just you just a bit, lazy or a bit, you know, in reading. It's like that. Yeah, yeah, quite
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
same like me, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You also listen. You also listen to the book
Yeah,
narration of the book.
To the PDF, for example, I open the PDF journals, international journals, and I listen to it. I
Yeah,
let the
yeah, yeah. It's good.
PDF read it for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, and so the next question is, so if you say you say that let's pretend again that the English language is implemented in management science. uh, does it will it, you think, do you think it will bring you any benefits in your working environments when you graduate later, or you say, oh, it's not so significant because in the future, I mean,
Uh,
not academically, but in the future, post
I
after
think
graduating.
I think the thing is like we are living in a world today that is so connected, more connected than yesterday. So
Mm,
if we want to be updated, if we want to communicate with other people, we have to use English. Okay, so
mm,
studying inside the program in management science that use English as a medium of instructions, I
mm,
think personally it will train students. It will train students on how to be more internationally competitive. And
Mm.
being internationally competitive is an important part in developing a country. That's one of the most important thing, to be internationally competitive.
Mm.
If a person is not cannot speak in English, if a person cannot even write a simple letter in English, it
Mm.
will be hard for him to be more developed, to be more self-competitive, uh, because most of the most of the articles, most of the journals, most of the books in our society today are written in English.
Yeah.
Although preserving culture, Indonesian
Mm.
culture is
Yes.
also important, but there should be a balance. Preserving culture, preserving the culture of Indonesia, and
Yes.
also being more competitive as an international player. Yeah,
Ah, okay, okay, I see, I see. So yeah, I actually agree. I mean, we are, getting more globalized every day, and then
yeah,
yeah, indeed. I
true.
mean, the competition is not going to be local anymore; it's international. And then yeah, we have
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, and then
It's not like 50 years ago. 50 years ago, it's like you can be a rich person without knowing how to speak English, but you
yes,
can travel. You can, but now it's different.
yes,
Different.
indeed. I agree, I agree. And then
Mm.
okay, you said that so it will be quite beneficial for you in your in the future workforce. And then if
Mm.
we implement again English classes, you said that your strongest English skill is speaking. Do you think it
Mm.
will improve your speaking, or perhaps improve
Uh,
your reading because you you are a
yeah,
bit lazy to read?
yeah. I rather want to focus on my weakness rather than my strong parts.
Mm,
Uh, for me, there is always a room for improvement.
mm,
Uh, like you know, especially when it's like reinforced inside the classroom. When it's reinforced inside the classroom, even a student didn't want it, he is obligated to improve himself. So improving oneself is so important, you know.
mm.
So in later life, we can succeed and be more productive and help our community.
Ah, okay, okay,
That's it.
okay, okay. So the last question would be, um, is there any specific suggestion? You said that Universitas Indonesia should do more should be more focused on international students and etc. etc. But for the lecturers, for example, or for the faculty for FAB or anything, do you have any suggestions, specific suggestions for them for the better implementation of international program?
In my faculty, you mean, or
Mm.
Universitas Indonesia as a whole?
Uh,
Hmm.
you can localize it in your faculty or in your
Okay,
department
okay.
or yeah.
First of all, being to have a better university. First, it should begin from ourselves.
Mm,
Before we think about the faculty, we
mm,
should think that from ourselves. Okay, from an individual perspective,
mm,
we should learn English. We should learn English. Second, we think as a group.
yeah.
As a group, uh, as a group of like 5 people.
Mm,
What is our advantage if we know English compared to
mm,
those groups, to those other groups that didn't know how to speak English? What is our
mm,
advantage? And
yeah.
as a collective, as a faculty, as a
Mm,
collective body,
mm,
uh, what is our advantage against other faculties if we know how to study English?
mm.
And ultimately, as a university,
Yeah, indeed.
what is our advantage if we know how to speak English? If we can
Yes.
speak English, and we are good at, what is our advantage against ITB,
Yes.
about
UGM.
UGM, the
Yes.
best university in Indonesia?
Yes.
And when we are already the best university in Indonesia, we should actually universities in Indonesia is already the best in Indonesia, right?
Yeah,
It's based on the statistics. So
indeed.
now we should start to compete in international level. We should start to compete against like Universitas Filipina, University of the Philippines,
Yes.
the university in Singapore. So how do we do that? Learning
Mm.
English.
Ah, okay.
That's that's it.
Yes, that's actually a very, very good point because rarely people that I interviewed mention, that starting from individual level to the very highest,
Yeah,
in the
that's what I study in my
management.
faculty. It's management.
Ah,
It
ah,
starts from the self. If you want to build
okay, okay.
organization, you have to first build yourself.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. And then, okay, so actually that will be, yeah, the last question, and you answered everything, very comprehensively, and I'm thankful for that.
So, I just want to say good luck to your research.
Yes,
I hope that you guys complete your data, and
yes.
thank you very much for having me. And can I have what do you call this? A copy of this recording as well?
Oh, of course, yes. I can always send you to the Google Drive. I mean, I think it's going to
Oh,
be
yeah, yeah.
like more than 100 megabytes. It's a bit hard to upload through
Oh,
emails.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
it's true.
yeah, and
I
I,
understand.
I really hope that the pandemic is going to end because I can actually finally come back and play with asrama people. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm so can.
yeah, you live in Asrama.
No, I actually live in what is that? Station UI, like quite near
Uh,
Barel,
di seberangnya ya.
seberang ya,
Ah, iya,
balik
iya.
rel.
Balik rail.
Yeah,
Kayak
but yeah, my friends like Telma, our mutual friends, and then
iya Telma.
yes, and Bandung people, they stay at asrama, so I come very very often to
Those Bandung
Gedung.
people likes to live in Asrama because their hometown is far away so far.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, even some of my friends are still there, are still in